What's up, everyone? It's time for another episode of the Jiggee Jon show, and I'm here gearing up, ready to pick up my next guest. So for this week, it's episode I've been losing track with so many guests on the show. I believe it's episode 8. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8. So I'm now in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, and I'm about to pick up a gentleman called Dato Henry Goh, an amazing man, one of 3 brothers who have founded an empire, a digital tech business empire, and they are from a company called Macrokiosk Berhad. So I'm right now in front of his office. I'm gonna pick him up in his lobby, and we're gonna cruise the streets of KL, and we're gonna find out the journey of how these brothers have built up an empire that's in 17 countries. They've got people from right across Asia, and an amazing story. And here we are right here at Troika in Kuala Lumpur, and we have my main man, and he's one of the Trinity. His name is Dato Henry Goh. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, bro.
How are you?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, 4 years to be exact.
Yeah.
When Macrokiosk was 15.
Oh, that's like fast, man. We're going 20 next year.
I know, right? Jiggee and Macrokiosk same year, what? 2011.
Yeah.
2001. My God. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedule.
Thanks for driving me around on a Friday.
Yeah, man. You get a very colorful driver for the afternoon, you know?
Yeah, I thought your car was like black.
It's been many colors, bro. The original color was yellow. I painted it orange, then I've been wrapping it so black, and then now this funky.
So Remus doing your
Remus lah, good old Remus, Yeah, Remus is today in Korea.
Oh.
I have to see him next week for some work on my Porsche. So I promised to pick you up in my turbo, but then some funny sounds came up from the back, so it's now at the doctor's. Turns out
we will have our Porsche day together.
We will. In fact, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the thing in.
You'll be going tomorrow?
I wanted to. I signed up, but I got a busy week next week. In fact, today so we had an event. Just finished a meeting with KLCC and all of that. But how you been, man?
Okay, man.
I thought I travel a lot, but you crazy schedules, lah.
For work, and also I do like travel. As part of.
I love your hashtag.
Holiday,
Life well traveled. Actually, I really like that hashtag. So. I mean, I thought I'm a social media whore, but thankfully there's you on my timeline. You are just as much in it, which is great. So, okay, the reason I'm bringing you on the show, because ever since landing you guys as a client and hearing the journey of the 3 of you brothers and what you've done, I feel that you've got a great story. The fact is you guys are such young men.
Just like you, right?
Yeah, well, hey, you know, but you've got an empire now that spans 17 countries.
Yeah, we have just started our Myanmar office. So
there we go.
Like last 2 months.
So you guys are a great startup success story of Malaysia. So we always look to the West, but the reason I wanted you to come and just share your story as quickly as possible while we cruise is I think that you're going to empower the next gen. If you're already doing that, but I think I wanted to have a different take on your angle, your story. I'm sure you guys have done a ton of interviews and panel sessions and all that, but nobody has probably dug deeper, and I'm going to do it in the most laid-back possible way. I want you to have fun while you're doing it, but it's just to hear the story of how the 3 of you and just how it began, what it took, and just now and what's next. So could you just share, where did you guys come from? Where are you boys from?
I think we were from Subang Jaya. I mean, of course, our parents, my dad is from Penang.
Oh,
so
okay.
Of course, in a way, Penang is like our hometown. But then we spent most of our time in Subang Jaya.
Okay.
That's where it started.
Okay.
But I think, but 19 years. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, it's really kind of like really fast. I mean, I don't know, next year is 20. So like the one you just mentioned, 15 years.
Your milestone, yeah.
It was just like.
It just feels like last year, right? I know. Be bold. That was when the whole bold theme came online.
Correct. So it was really fast. But I think the I would say the journey has not been really smooth. I believe. I mean, it's up and down and stuff like that. But the good part, I think, is the wife.
Can I ask you? Okay, so like, what's your background? Like, when you finished Form 5, and even your elder brother, and what was your background, and how did you guys get into this?
Actually, when we started in school, the time was like 1996, 97. So we were taught like, hey, let's try to get some pocket money, because after 97, that was when I Form 5. So during the time before I go to my uni, and we have like 6 months or 8 months of,
Yes.
of break at the time.
That's
So,
right.
hey, let's do something in this period of time. You know? So then we said, okay, let's try something. So we took out our first exercise book. You know, those brown color exercise book
Yes.
during our age, and we started to write down what we want to do.
You and your brother.
Yeah. So we
Was it all three of you or just
kind of the three of us? But
Okay.
of course, at the time, you know, Kenny and myself get a bit more mature.
Because your younger brother would have been still in school at that point.
Yeah, we are all still in school, but the part is that we are quite closely knitted, and we just say, okay, let's sit down and try to do something together.
Can I ask the age gap between the three of you if it's not
3
too
years
personal?
each. So I'm younger than my elder brother Kenny, 3 years, and I'm elder by 3 years.
Wow, that's a good gap, huh?
Yeah, I think
Very good family planning, like
In a
your
way,
father
yeah.
and mother on point.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were scribbling on your buku nota.
So buku nota.
Buku latihan.
Yeah, then we try to do some stuff, and we started off, to be honest, we started off teaching our teachers how to use Microsoft Word.
Come on.
Yeah, really, that's where we started, you know.
So you boys learned that on your own time.
Yeah, kind of. So
You're self-taught IT guys in high school days, lah.
yeah, so we kind of like, okay, so we tell our teachers we're going to teach you how to use computers. Because at the time, my school, they started using Excel and things like that to keep touch of scores and things like that. But the point is
Wow.
that it's very difficult for the teachers to how to use that. Then,
So I have a question. Was it floppy disks?
oh yeah,
3.5?
yeah. At the time,
Not the big ones, right?
Not the big one. Luckily, it's not the big one
Okay,
at the time. So
okay.
it was like luckily it's a small one. But then you know, and we were teaching them how to use that, how to press the disk.
Windows 95 or 98?
No, at the time was
98? No, 95.
95. Yeah, 95.
My god, I remember those days, man.
Yeah.
Desktop computers with like 3 gig or 2 gig of RAM, I think, if at all.
Yeah, and it's like really slow, and you know, graphics is really like far away from what we see today. But yeah, that's where we started. Then we did a bit of computer, I should say, repair.
So you guys were actually coaching your teachers
Yeah.
instead of the other way around of going for tuition and giving tuition. You guys were actually turning the tables on your teachers.
Kind of in a way, but I think the good part about it is that you know, teachers are a little bit more kindful, because even if we are not so good in teaching.
No, but did they ask for help, or did you guys just happen to be the IT wizards?
Kind of a little bit of like a volunteer. So we at the time I was the president of the computer club in the school.
Oh wow.
So then the teacher said that, hey, we need help, and then from there I said, okay, let's start, you know. And
Okay.
we do that for a while. Then after we did a bit of like software repair. You know, at the time Windows 95 always turned blue screen.
Yes, yes.
So we came in and said, okay, I'll help you to reformat the computer and stuff like that. Yeah, and we do that like entirely without going to any computer
So
school.
you learned all this, just the three of y'all tinkering at home?
Yeah. So we just okay, let's try and repair those computers a little bit. So we made some money from doing that.
No way.
Yeah.
You guys were lawyat before lawyat.
Yeah. We are like probably the first lawyat discount.
My goodness.
Or probably we took some business off lawyat at the time.
Did you build your own clone PCs?
Yeah.
Oh
at the
my
time,
god.
Yeah. So we
Wow.
actually went to Lawyat and bought parts like
Right.
motherboards and PCI cards and stuff to put together. And,
Wow.
But then after that, it's like, you know, when we were, then it came about year 2000. That's when my other brother Kenny is going to graduate.
Okay.
So he's 21 years old. He's about to graduate.
What was he studying though, if I may ask?
Accounting and finance.
Where did he do it?
Curtin University.
Okay.
So he's about to graduate. And
Yes.
Then he said, okay, our small little business is going to be very difficult, you know. And then because he says he's going to look for a job and
Okay.
stuff like that, and he says, okay, that's okay. Goodbye about the idea, and let's try something.
Okay.
So we say, okay, let's write something that we want to do, and we started doing things. Writing some business plans, so-called business plans at the time, and we tried to talk to some people, and finally then the real breakthrough was we barged into the Star office and one day. So because we were writing all this business plan, we trying to do all this stuff, and just no one noticed us, right?
Okay.
And there's no such thing as venture cap. And
Yeah, no such thing.
angels
Not in
at the
2001.
time. Yeah,
Didn't exist.
So what we do is that we barge into the Star office. I don't think so it's going to work now, but we barge into the Star office and we went to this intake portion of the
Yes, I remember that
right?
section. Yes.
Yeah, so we went in there and then we said, okay, let's look for the editor. Who's the editor, right? Then the good part is when we barged to the intake's room, there's this door that open.
Okay.
And we said, hey, I want to look for Asohan.
Okay.
Okay. Then he was just right in front there.
Wow.
And then I said, hey, you know, we just have this story that you can help us to write a little bit. And then he said, okay. And then he shook hands and he wrote a story about us.
Yep.
And it came out on the 1st of February 2000. Yeah, year 2000. 1st of February 2000. And
Okay.
that was a real breakthrough on the tanker star for that article. And,
Do you still have that article, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome,
I'll share
awesome.
with you that. I
Yeah.
mean, the article, I mean, is far from what we are today, of course.
No, but that's the beauty of it.
And the looks of us is like really funny looking.
You would have been
as well,
18, man.
18, 19 at the time.
Yeah.
And that's where history comes. I mean, everything from there on. We have a few investors came to us. They gave us some money.
When they read that story?
Yeah, after they read the story.
No way.
Yeah.
Your business plan was put in the Star newspaper.
It's not really the whole thing, but then yeah, it has the gist
Basically,
of what
that's
we
just wow.
Yeah, so we started.
So your
off the-
pitch, which means you pitched to the general populace before venture capitalism was anything,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody just read it in Star Intech, or
Yes.
the people that they saw the future.
Correct. I mean, the point is that
Wow.
we have people from Malaysia, of course. We have people from Singapore and one from Hong Kong that read the article somehow, and
Seriously,
yeah, then
just them reading the article, reaching out to you.
and then they contacted us and say, let's see what you have in mind and want to do something, right?
So you did an elevator pitch in the newspaper.
No.
Wow.
I mean, probably the easier part is that I just need to pitch to Asohan. I pitch
Cool,
to
right?
the Star rather than.
Does he know
Yeah.
that article did help you?
Yeah. Then we have a first breakthrough. I went and met up with him. So I went and met him.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
well, what's good?
Okay, so then how soon after the article came out that you literally got into business?
Then we started, and our business starts on 3rd July 2000. So that's
Oh.
like from February to July, it's like what, 5 months?
Yep.
Yeah, 4-5 months.
Yep.
And that was really quick. So 3rd July we started, and yeah, so actually July last month was our 19th.
That's
year,
correct.
Right. So yeah.
July this year, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like.
So you guys were July. Jiggee, my brand, was May 2000.
Oh.
But at that time I was still in university. Yeah, but
But then I think the good part, I mean, to be honest, I felt that at the time, I mean, I'm sure you feel the same thing, is that we have nothing to lose, right?
go big or go home lah.
Yeah, I
Actually,
mean-
we got no option. We got no plan B, right?
Yeah,
So just do it lah.
Just do it, and then the good part, I think we don't have much like we call baggage, or sometimes you have commitments and.
No, you're absolutely right, because my first office was operating out of my house lah, out of my bedroom. But if Kenny was like graduating, you would have been still studying.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I'm studying electronic engineering.
Where?
At Tenaga University here, Uni 10.
Okay.
So I got my diploma, but after that, then I said, okay, never mind. I just get a diploma first for that, because I'm not an engineer guy.
Okay. Wow.
Then I joined Kenny. We started the company. We moved off, and then after that, I went back to study again, part time.
So while doing that, you still found time to go study?
You see, the point is really, by the time you're starting, you really don't know whether you can find your next paycheck, to be honest.
That is true.
Right.
That is true.
And the point is that with just a diploma at the time, it's not going to work. Right?
No.
To be very honest.
No, of course.
So that's why the good part is that no matter what, you just need to get a degree, and and that's somehow another passport. They give you a little bit of like fallback.
Yes.
So it's kind of like force myself to at least get a passport. Then I went to Boston. I mean, not literally go there at the time. So I took a distance course. I got my MBA
From which uni? Harvard?
Boston University.
Boston University.
So
Okay.
then after that, and got the degree and continue working in Macrokiosk, and I think that's very.
So when you all started in 2000, how soon after that did you all like literally move to a nice office space and hire your first bunch of people?
We got some people joining us in the first few years.
Okay.
But actually, to be very honest with you, our major breakthrough that we in a milestone is actually the 2007, 2008. There was like a recession at the time.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Because the good part is that at the time, our solutions when we build is supposed to help people to reduce costs.
That's right.
So at the time, there are a lot of companies at the time, they want to reduce their headcounts, they want to reduce the cost.
Yep.
They want to look at solutions that can help them. So it's just nice that we came in with solutions to do that.
Okay.
And also the good part is that they open up their vendor book. They say, okay, which one is cheaper? Where should I do? And then give us the opportunity to go in and say, okay, now we are an alternative for you.
Right.
And that is where
Your break came.
the really break came 2007, 2008, and after that we have some growth at the time. We have some small businesses at the time. The good part, of course, in 2000, 2003, 2004, we got a big job from one of the biggest bank in Malaysia, and that actually helped us to survive through the period before the big break in 2007, 2008, where all the other banks and all the other companies
came on board,
and they say that, hey, this is really helped us, right? So I think that's really a big push for us.
So at which point did you all start expanding your offices beyond Malaysia? Which do you remember what year?
2004, 2005. We started our first office in Singapore.
Okay.
Then after we started our second office in Beijing at the time. So China was the second country we went. Then after Thailand, so we started in 2004, 2005. A few of of course it's not big offices, but small around.
Right.
And then so we started 2004, 2005 at that time. So now we are in basically almost every country inside Asia, except Laos and Cambodia. Hopefully next year.
So your total office count now, by cities or countries?
17. Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
How many people do you have?
We have about 260.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
from all 17 nationalities?
Yeah, we actually have about 20 plus nationalities now.
No way.
Yeah,
you guys are like United Nations.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we have our office here. We have Iraqis.
Whoa.
Yeah, Iraqis. We have Iranians. We have from Sri Lankans. We have Indians. So the good part is that we just our KL office itself, we have like 18 different nationalities.
No way.
Just in KL.
How does that feel now? You know, to think that you guys just pursued, I guess it was a passion back in school, that you all were tinkering around with IT, that you enjoyed playing with computers and all of that, and to fast forward to where it is today, like how is that? Have you guys ever sat down and just talked about, look at the journey? Like, why I asked that is, can you imagine that one day you would have thought that I've got 18 different, 20 over nationalities?
Yeah,
20 over nationalities. And you know, some of these countries are the kind of guys who, the guys and girls who come from these countries are the ones who are constantly going out and looking for these opportunities. And Malaysia is very blessed to be able to actually attract these talents. Because Malaysia, if you ask me, is very much like America. So a lot of people in that part of the world, they look to America as the great. But in Malaysia, we are one of the countries where people look to us as the great in Asia. I mean, obviously now China is huge, but back before China, Malaysia was always the melting pot, and the honey was always sweeter here, the grass was always greener, and hence all of them used to come here. And now Macrokiosk is in that position to actually do that. Have you guys ever thought about that? Like, whoa, look at just this platform that we've created and the opportunities that we've created. Has that ever crossed your mind, or you guys just go about your daily just doing your thing and trying to keep making a difference?
I think it's still we still see a lot of challenges ahead of us, but the good part is always that sometimes we'll go back and look back at what we have done, and I think that keep us going more.
Of course.
In the future.
Is there one particular case of one particular team member who had a great, I mean, have you made a really unique hire and somebody who's got an amazing story, and just you guys were able to connect and you've made that difference in this person's life? Do you have a particular story that you can think of? I mean, I'm sure you don't get involved in your day-to-day of your entire team, but I'm just curious.
I think the point is I hope everyone have a wonderful story of their own with us.
Yeah.
But I think the good part about us is that you see, when we started at the time, we were very young, and I think the key point is that when we hire, the people that we hire, they are quite young as well.
Sure.
So that's where the good part is, we see that as we grow, we have, I should say, we have, I'm not sure, I mean, I think we have helped them to hit their dreams.
Yep.
Because we can see them actually from, single, after school, getting married. And
there are some of them that the journey has been part of.
Yeah, and
wow.
Then with us, and their kids, and of course, now they're still with us, and I think that's really kind of it's very satisfying to see that.
Of course. So besides the founders who've been there from day one, do you have any others who've been there for quite a period of time as well?
To be honest, we have our CTO, which is actually our first hire. She was, she just left us 2 or 3 years ago because she retires. So it's like, so we have actually someone retiring from our office.
Whoa!
But she has been with us about 15, 16 years before she retires.
Whoa!
Yeah, so I'm sure you met her the last time.
What was
Joanna?
her name? I believe so, yeah.
So she retired, become a mummy now, and really good in that sense. And then the good part that her siblings are with us as well.
No way!
Yeah, so he has he has a younger brother and a younger sister, both joining us.
Whoa!
And the sister has been with us for like about, let me see, 15 years now, and the brother has also been with us roughly about 15 years. So it's like, it's not just about my brothers and I starting it,
But there's so many others now.
but they come in and help us as well as
Wow.
a family in a way, you know.
Yeah. I used to have two brothers with me, and two sisters are still with me. And my brothers were also, that's why when I first heard your story, I was like, hey, this is like so similar. Because me and my two younger brothers, the three of us, we all started as clowns.
Nah,
You know?
that's where it's good. That's where everything starts. Right?
No, it's so interesting. And then the three of you, so when I first met you guys and heard your story, I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, first of all, we are so close in age, about the same ages actually. And then like, they're very similar stories, but you know, it's just amazing to see how you guys were able to build this. I mean, I would love to have a huge...
To be honest with you, I mean, it's really not about the number of employees that count, to be honest.
No, but it's the life that you're touching.
Yeah, the quality that you can bring. You
Exactly.
know? And I think that's I think like your story is great as well. I think that's where, you know, it's not about just IT. You know, it's about having.
No, but it's the reach, the lives that you touch.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I thought that was really great because it's like one of the sole reasons I started this little podcast or talk show was to show that, you know, Asians by Asians for Asians, like Asia has become a powerhouse.
Yeah, true.
You know, and for too long, no offense, we've learned so much, but for too long we've always looked west. You know, as much as our dear Tun has always looked east, but during his earlier tenure it was more Japan. Of course, now China has just shown the world that, hey, we've woken up and we're taking back what's rightfully ours. And so Asia as a whole now is such a powerhouse, and you guys are like walking examples. And another client that I have that I love doing their work and seeing them is at Asia as well.
Yeah.
They're just going great guns, and I think you guys just tied up with them.
Yeah, we actually power their services as well.
There you go.
I mean, they actually, to be honest, Tony is really good because we won. We were at the Ernst & Young Awards together, so we won the award the same year together.
Okay.
And then we got to know him from there.
Okay.
And then after that, we say, hey, Tony, we have some solutions to share with you.
Right.
And he just like took us on. And you know, at that time, we are like, hey, we have not done anything for Aviation at all. You know,
Right.
And it's like, how?
Are we taking on more than we can chew?
Yeah,
Right.
and
Right.
then I just come and we introduce his team, and we do it for him now. I mean, we do for even their newer investments
Right.
and newer jobs now. And I think the good part about him himself, and I think that's where he helps us a lot. And I think that's where we are also saying that, hey, we should help as much as possible. I mean, whether it's in Malaysian, but I mean, at least someone that is aspiring to grow.
Yep.
If there's an opportunity, we should help. And I think that's where we are trying our best.
So what's next then? Because I've been following your progress, and you guys are just year on year, you're always coming up with new ideas and being very innovative. But what's next for the group, if I may ask, if it's not too much to share?
I think, of course, for Macrokiosk itself, I think we are still growing. I think generally our idea is that now we are. I mean, to be honest with you, for the past 19 years, the business plan has changed along the way.
Of course,
because of new technologies and new disruptions and stuff like that. And we have since the day we launched our bowl in 2015, I think this way we embark on our so-called bowl business plan.
Yep.
And that's where we have a lot more products and services where we focus now. Our bowl products are helping companies to go digitalization.
Right.
And we have platforms like communication platforms, payments platforms, CRM platforms.
That's correct.
And we have just launched a new one called the financial technology platform. And that's where banks and companies and whatever, they can utilize this platform on the cloud.
Yep.
And they can access to the digital economy. Of course, people ask, then what's the digital economy, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, digital economy is like the audience, like you and me. That's why we have a mobile phone.
Correct.
That's where we're buying something through here. We are communicating through here. You
Correct.
know? And a lot of businesses, hey, how are they going to communicate with these guys, right? How am I going to sell something? How do I collect money from them? And that's where our vision now is really to be a platform provider that allows companies to jump on this platform easily and access to and sell services and
yeah, because your team came and met us a couple of weeks ago, Catherine and gang. Because I met them in Singapore. They had the at Echelon.
Yeah, so
and then
they launched the boat. They want
correct. So they came and presented. I was like, hey, wow, because I didn't know that you guys have jumped so far from the last time when I really spoke to you all 4 years ago. So that was like really cool. So in the sense of, what would you just want to say to the gen of today, or even the upcoming gen, just the fact that how you guys in 19 years have just literally just followed your heart, followed your passion, and along the way success has followed. And so you guys are living examples that, when you follow your heart's desires and your passion, because I'm pretty sure the three of you are passion driven.
In a way, yeah, we are very,
In a way, come on,
hard for it.
you're being very modest there, but no, of course, I never said hard work is not part of the equation, but it has to be passion, right?
Yes, correct.
So what would you put it out there for anyone who would use you guys as a case study? Like, how would you summarize what you did, what you're doing, and what you're trying to, or what you're going to do next?
Actually, something that I should say something we learned when we are quite young, when we started. I mean, Dad always tells us is that, we have always, a lot of young people, I would say, they are very focused on materialism. I think that that's the part where, of course, my dad says that materialism is a collateral or of your success.
Yes.
A lot of them is like, say for example, if you want to run a company, or you want to start a company, or even if, for example, you want to work to start your first job.
Yep.
I think the key important is really focus on that job.
Okay.
Try to climb up the ladder.
Yep.
Or if you try to start your company, you try to do that, and that should be the aim.
Yep.
It's not like saying that I should work and I get my paycheck, and my first paycheck aim is to buy a car, or to buy my first pair of super expensive jeans or something like that, right?
Sure.
And I think that thought from our dad has driven that passion to say that, hey, let's focus on the bigger things.
Right.
And actually, the rest of the things will just come by
They fall
itself.
into place on its own.
Yeah. I think
Follow your heart, and everything will follow after
correct.
you,
just
right?
say that, okay, if I want to become a super good chef,
Yep.
you just book on getting a chef, and later on maybe you have your assistant chef will come.
Yep.
Your own restaurant might come. So it just doesn't need to be worried about saying I need to aim for that stuff, right?
It's funny you say that, because I just had a chef on my show 3 weeks ago. Deva Khan. Have you heard of the restaurant called Deva Khan?
Yeah, of
So
course,
the
of
founder,
course.
Chef Darren Teo, we heard his story.
Yeah.
And it's exactly that. He was a chef, and now he's got a restaurant, and he's about to open down the street from you in Platinum Park. Naza approached him. So Deva Khan's moving. He's going to open up in October.
I think even like yourself, and I'm sure every one of us that is pretty successful along the way, has driven by passion. Really
No, for
driven
sure,
by
sure.
a vision that we want to be, right? I mean, I'm sure your vision is not just having a BMW or a Porsche, right? I mean, your vision is saying I want to probably build one a really good event company. I want to do really special or unique events for people. I mean, that's the driven passion, and the rest of the thing you feel like, all of a sudden you probably open your piggy bank and feel like, hey, I actually can afford a nice car.
We never thought about it. We just did what we did, and then along the way, it's like, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. No, it's like along the way, it's like, okay. I didn't set the targets and those goals. Just like we don't. I honestly don't chase materialism, but along the way, it has just fallen into place. And for me, just like you, a life well traveled is your hashtag, but. I did international business, right, in university, and my dream was just to work for some MNC and try my best to travel the world. And now in the coming weeks, I'm going to MC in Shanghai. Then right after that, I'm producing a conference in Bangkok for Deloitte. In the next month, we're producing a conference in Bali. So now we're one of the few Malaysian event companies to do regional work.
Yeah. So you say you can speak like ni hao, all those stuff.
Yeah, blah blah. I mean, my staff are all Chinese anyway, so I learned from them. We just bullshit all the way. No, but the point is, right, it's like you said, I never set those goals, I never put it on a paper and say, okay, one day I want to do events in blah blah blah.
Yeah, you just work hard and you try to be the best, and I think that everything else will just come.
But you need to have that
vision, of course.
Vision, more importantly, and you need to have that sense of, the whole secret, that the book The Secret, like you need to have the law of attraction. It's like how, when you guys created that, and I think along the way, everything that you guys at least have done and set the goal, or at least worked towards and achieved, it's because y'all had that idea that, hey, this is something that if it makes a difference, it's definitely going to do well. And so I think that's the solutions that you guys have offered. I mean, as much as you may have scribbled it on a buku latihan back in the day, but look at how far it's come,
Yeah.
So what would you tell somebody who wants to start maybe a similar business today, like a current young man or woman who wants to potentially become a startup or even a fintech company or whatever, because you guys are dabbling in a little of everything. What would you tell them?
I think the point is the true fact is that still needs to be very vision and passion driven. I think the best part is that you must think really, really big, because when the actuality comes, it might get smaller.
Right.
So if you think small,
Yep.
You get even smaller when the
No,
actual
of course.
comes, right?
Of course.
So I think, but some people, a lot of them, they dare not think big. I
Yep.
think the point is that they think that, you know, that's not something achievable.
Yep.
But I mean, this is not something.
So they limit their own thought process. And
correct.
yeah.
Or sometimes it could be limited by what people tell them, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I think this is not something that we or myself learned at the beginning. It's also learned along the way. So it's like, I always think, if we're going to do something, right, I just tell my colleagues and team, I say, we just think they must do something really perfect and really good.
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
I know. Even if we do 80% or 70% or 60%, right?
Yeah.
At least we have thought about the big stuff, right?
True. Do you have any regrets though?
Regrets. I think I don't know. I mean, I don't say regrets, but I think there are a lot of lessons that needs to learn. I think.
Right. Lessons of life.
Yeah, we
you know.
made some wrong investments here and there.
Sure.
We tried to do these, really some mistakes. Yeah, but I think generally no regrets. I would think, but it's just something that
Take it as a lesson of life.
yeah. But the good part is at least thank God we have some buffer to learn.
No, of course.
Yeah, not the pain, not those without a return. But
Yeah.
at least that's the part that we.
So any parting words before we just wrap it up? You know, because it was just, I didn't want to take too much of your time, but I think it's amazing that, because if people were to get out there now and just have a quick check on what Macrokiosk is all about, I think it's great that you, as one of the co-founders, to hear you just speak ad-libbing and speak from the heart. I think that's what people can see all that, but then now they get to know that behind all of that is still three very regular men who've been just chasing their dreams and their goals and making it happen, and it's all about that. I'm just trying to remind everyday people, stop looking at what you don't have. Can you stop and take stock of life and count your blessings and name them one by one? And that literally means as little as just waking up with life in our bodies, you know, because people are dropping like flies today. I'm talking about people our age, you know.
Yeah, as far as you have a breath, you can still do something. I mean,
Exactly.
Then that's the most important thing.
You know, so
I think, I mean, of course, thanks for the opportunity to be on your channel. I think it's really important that you know, we can share the audience about Malaysia, for example.
Yeah.
What you can do in Malaysia.
Yep.
I think for us is that we are quite lucky that Malaysia is a very good platform for us.
Yep.
I think that's also because you know, we might think about other countries, they are bigger and better. But to be honest, the grass is greener there because you have not watered your own grass here.
that is true.
You know,
That is true.
if you have done your own farming, you have the same thing. You know.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The truth of the matter is, a lot of us always look beyond our shores, but right here in Malaysia, there is so much opportunity. And us as sons of the soil, sons and daughters, all of us are anak-anak Malaysia, which is quite poignant because this is our month of Merdeka.
Yes.
And here's a true story. The story of Macrokiosk, led by Kenny and Henry and CS. Yeah,
Yes.
he's the only guy who doesn't have an English name, huh? Interestingly enough.
yeah.
The Goh brothers, who have built up this little empire that's now in 17 countries with people from 20 nationalities.
Yeah, 20 plus.
20. So it is possible. You know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And you know, the journey is not finished, but it's still going on. So this is Dato Henry Goh, who's just shared a very quick summary of the last 19 years, and it's going to be exciting to see where Macrokiosk goes from here. And so folks, I hope you got something from that. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
We are reaching back to your office, so I promised you half an hour and we're almost there. Folks, just watch, like, subscribe and keep sharing this. We're going to bring more good people on the show. Tell us who you want and we will share their story with you. So this is the Jiggee Jon Show, episode 8, and it'll be coming to you very, very soon. Cheerios!
See ya. Bye.